Hello, welcome to today's webinar. Dante makes it possible, Symmetrics makes it easy. Presented by Symmetrics Senior Technical Sales Engineer Ryan Curtright and Audinate's Manager of Global Support Services Landon Gentry. On the agenda today, we will discuss unique advantages of Dante, how this innovative technology is being implemented in the field with Symmetrics DSP, and introduce key features and benefits of the latest version of SymNet Composer 2.0 open architecture software. Thank you for your time, and now I will turn it over to Landon Gentry with Audinate.
This is Landon Gentry. I'm the Manager of Global Support Services for Audinate, and we are the makers of the Dante media networking technology. Our vision is to revolutionize AV systems to enable our customers to thrive in a networked world. We feel that the Dante media networking solution is the means to that end. A little bit about Audinate. We are an Australian company based out of Sydney, where our corporate headquarters is located. Our US headquarters is based in Portland, Oregon, and we also have US and UK support centers so that we can provide worldwide coverage to our OEM partners. We believe that we have unsurpassed media networking experience, and that's proven out by our innovative products. We feel that we pioneered the standards-based high-quality audio over standard IP computer networks, and that our patented Dante technology is a complete plug-and-play solution. We also have tight PC and Mac integration with our Dante virtual sound card software. Our competencies are really around networking technologies. We've got expertise in quality of service, zero configuration networking, tight time synchronization across networks, and service discovery. Dante has shown itself to be the market leader. Dante is the most interoperable networking solution with over 140 manufacturers licensed and many of those world-class OEM partners. Dante also gives the most choices to design a system. It is the most specified networking solution available. It's deployable on existing networks, and there are hundreds of products available and under development. Dante is also a proven networking technology used in tens of thousands of installations. In fact, over the last 12 months, we've shipped over 3.5 million channels of Dante. And these are some examples of applications where Dante is in use. Live sound, broadcast, fixed installations, theaters, and live sporting events. So why Dante? We feel Dante is important because networking matters, and Dante is networking that you can depend on. Dante is simple networking that just works. It was developed by networking experts and is a proven networking technology used in tens of thousands of installations. And Dante has been tested to run in very large-scale networks. Dante is a complete, commercially supported media networking solution. Dante is also media networking perfected. It is the easiest to use networking technology. Devices are auto-configured using simple names. They auto-discover each other. And Dante works with the switches you already own or highly available switches, even off-the-shelf switches. And there's no specialized hardware that's required. I like this quote from a customer, and I think it really sums up how easy Dante is to use. I think the core of this is that it just works. Part of what makes this possible is Dante Controller. This is a simple plug-and-play signal routing application. It also lets you configure parameters like sample rate and network latency. And it provides diagnostics for your network and your audio clock performance. And this is freely available to end users and manufacturers as a download from the Audinate website. A Dante Virtual Sound Card is another reason why this is a powerful solution. It connects existing audio applications to a Dante network. This includes DAW software, conferencing, anything you would use for recording or playback. It supports up to 64 by 64 channels, and it uses the Ethernet port built into your computer. It appears like a standard sound card, and this is available for purchase from the Audinate website. So who is Dante? Well, we've gone a long way in the last year. Our OEM adoption has accelerated. We have over 140 OEM licensees, and that's growing every day. This is a sample of licensees that have products in development or in the field. You can see that our OEM partners actually cover the spectrum of audio equipment manufacturers. Almost every console manufacturer is a Dante licensee with a product in the field. Many of these have Dante built in to the systems. It's no longer an option. See, we have DSP vendors, we have matrix, amplifiers, processors, and stage boxes. Powered speakers, wall plates, and even microphones. Yamaha has actually standardized on Dante as their audio networking system. And this is built in, it's no longer an option, in their CL series of consoles and their R series of I/O racks, and also in their new line of QL series consoles. Bosch has standardized on Dante in their networking equipment. They call it the Omnio Media Networking Architecture. And this is Dante for transport and Open Control Alliance for control. We feel one of the powerful drivers behind Dante as a complete media networking solution is the idea of converged networks. So some benefits of converged networks is that lower cost of ownership. There's no need to duplicate your network switches and cabling. One network instead of multiple networks. That makes it, of course, simpler to manage. There's a single set of tools to manage and monitor one network. And reliability. Management and monitoring systems are integrated into a single network, allowing faster troubleshooting. And you can minimize your support costs by leveraging a common spare and training for your IT staff. So where is AV in this network convergence? Well, the benefit of network convergence is that media, control, and data travel over one network. Most customers would not buy into the idea of replacing their investment in existing switches. And since about 70% of all AV systems are expansions or upgrades, it makes sense, and you can save costs when using a common network. In the past, the AV system solution was to buy specialized switches and use separate dedicated network for AV, but Dante works well on common use networks. This is really driven home when you look at the size of the enterprise switch market over the last 4 years, or $40 or $80 billion was spent. And then when you look at the players in the market, you realize that it really is up to the IT managers for picking their preferred switches. So with Dante and network switches, the workaround days are gone. Dante uses standard networking features instead of workarounds. And with Dante, switch considerations are straightforward. We work on standard IT switches or even AVB switches. And Dante is built on proven IT standards. For our network synchronization, we use IEEE 1588, also known as Precision Time Protocol. For IP address management, it's DHCP. For prioritization of traffic in a network, we use standard diffserv QoS. Multicast DNS and DNS service discovery is what's used for plug-and-play discovery. It's used in computers as well as Dante. And zero configuration network is the way that you basically can create a network without having an IT manager or specialized equipment. And all of these are standards that are widely deployed in other networking technologies today. Dante is networking you can trust. We're so much more than just a collection of standards. We're a proven networking technology. It's built on standards, plus we've developed several feature-rich improvements to make a complete solution. Dante speaks the IT manager's language. There's no secret hidden protocols. Everything is a technical standard. And Dante is networking for today and tomorrow as we continue to improve and integrate new standards and new technologies into the Dante system. Now, some of the features and benefits of Dante. Of course, there's auto discovery of devices. The fact that you can just plug these devices in and they show up and you can see everything about them. There's no need to enter any information into the devices. They already know what's out there. that makes for very simplified installation and configuration. There's one-click signal routing with the Dante controller application, which allows you to create connections and even save those as presets. We use user-friendly device and channel names, so there's no secret numbers or addresses that you have to type in. And those names can be changed, so you can actually label the equipment for their purpose and label the channels for what they're connected to. And network configuration is actually stored in the devices, so routes are automatically reestablished after reboot or disconnection, and there's no need to reprogram when you're moving equipment from site to site. In fact, Dante controller doesn't even need to be left running in a Dante network. It's merely used for discovering status information or making changes to the setup. Of course, we provide sample accurate timing. We guarantee plus or minus 1 microsecond play out and capture time alignment, and this is maintained across multiple switch hops. We can support multiple sample rates, 44.1 and 48 kilohertz, all the way up to their multiples of 192 kilohertz, as well as pull up and pull down for video frame synchronization. And a Dante network will support different sample rates at the same time. There's no need to separate networks based on sample rate. And each device has its own high-quality, low-jitter audio clock, so there's guaranteed high-quality audio clocking. Latency in a Dante network can be as low as 150 microseconds for point-to-point links or single-bit gigabit switch links. 1 millisecond is a typical default for Dante devices, and that's good for most gigabit networks with several switch hops included. Dante supports different latencies at the same time. You're not limited to the highest latency device in a network. You don't need to break up your network in order to create networks with different latencies. And latency is 100% deterministic. It's always known and consistent. In fact, you set it in Dante controller for the devices that you are controlling. We provide an option for glitch-free redundancy, which allows you to create a redundant network in case of a hardware failure, and you will not lose audio. Built into the protocols are network status and monitoring, much of which is displayed in Dante controller. And of course, because Dante is based on IP layer 3 networking, it enables routable applications across subnets for very large networks. So the question of standard switches or AVB switches, well, Dante works with switches from leading vendors like Cisco, HP, Juniper. And since over 70% of AV installations are upgrades, we're compatible with the switches that are already in the network. Customers can choose their own switch, and we can work with the IT manager's switch of choice. Even commodity switches for small Dante networks will work, something that you can purchase off the shelf. And Dante, of course, will work with AVB switches. Dante is a no-compromise solution. I believe it's a complete high-performance digital media networking toolkit, provides true plug-and-play with label-based routing. We have widespread adoption and therefore the highest interoperability, supports existing switches and even AVB switches, and it's a complete media networking solution. We believe that it is, in fact, media networking perfected. And just a little bit of an update on standards. Audinate provides networking technology to a large number of manufacturers, and our technology is based on standards, but we're not wedded to a single one. We have committed to AVB support, and we've demonstrated AVB operation in our partners' products at trade shows. We are also active in standards bodies, including the IETF on RTP standards, and that is a key part of the AES 67 standard, and we've announced support for the AES 67 standard. We're committed to keeping Dante the most interoperable AV networking solution, as well as the most up-to-date and modern AV networking solution. Thank you.